fife and drums were military instruments. So sitting around camp, off duty, soldiers did not want to hear military instruments. But they did want to have music. In the Continental Army, it was said that fiddles and flutes were very common instruments at this time. Of course, Thomas Jefferson played a fiddle. A fiddle was a very common instrument in Ireland and Scotland. Whistles were also common too. And this is actually a fancy version of a whistle. Whistles were originally made out of bone, out of the hollow leg bone of the lower part of the leg of a cow or a deer. Whistles were 2, 3, 4, or 6 holes. Now, a lot of people look at this one. This is a fancy one. They think this is a recorder. A recorder was a common instrument in the 18th century, but this is not a recorder. Most people today think of a whistle as a Celtic instrument, played a lot with Irish and Scottish bands and things like that. And of course, in the 18th century, most whistles were bone or wood. This one happens to be made out of maple. So around camp, instead of hearing musicians playing fifes, you might hear men socializing and playing whistles. And they're going to be playing tunes that they're familiar with, tunes of their ancestry. So you might have heard tunes like this around the campfire, an old Irish tune. Now you have to get into this, folks. In the 18th century, music is not something that you sit and listen to. It's sung to, it's danced to. This is a jig song. When a jig starts playing, people start dancing. They start stomping their feet. And if you know the words or if you don't know the words, you start singing the tune. You don't have to sing, but clap along. We're going to have a little jig tune here, okay? So get into this. This is music for audience participation, all right? That was an old Irish tune, the 10-penny bit. It's a very popular tune in the 18th century, and that's more like what you might hear around camp. Of course, there are a great many tunes as well. The whistle actually continued to evolve. In the early 19th century, a toy maker in Britain named Mr. Clark had a tinsmith make the whistle out of tin, and it was painted black. And this is a copy of the 1830s penny whistle sold by the Clark Toy Company. Mr. Clark charged 1 pence for his whistle, and the penny whistle was born. The penny whistle has evolved to the 20th century, and now this costs much, much more than a penny. This is a custom-made whistle by Pete Copeland, and this one costs more than a penny. The American Revolution also spurred music that went back across the Atlantic. And this is an Irish tune that came out in the 1770s that came about because of the freedom-fighting Americans. The Irish tune is called The Rights of Man. And this became a very popular tune. It's still a popular tune in many places in Ireland today. It's considered kind of a rebellious tune expressing the freedom of man to govern themselves. This is The Rights of Man. Okay, we got this audience participation. The whistle, and some old Irish tunes for you.
Thank you, man. You worked the runway very well.